We are back and the hotspot continues, and my buddy Landon Aydlett with the National Weather Service just flew in, and boy are his arms tired. I've always wanted to say that. So Landon literally is back, and he joins us now in the KUM News Zoom room. At least he's laughing at my joke. At least somebody did out there. So Landon, I can't believe you're not jet lagged at this point. So thank you for giving us some of your time. You have crossed like at least 10 time zones to be with us today on the hotspot. So how the heck are you doing, my friend?
Well, it's nice to be talking to you all today, and not from an airport, not from a United Airlines lounge or a waiting room. So this is a unique experience for me. So it's great to be back. Good to be back on islands. And yes, my arms are sore. It was a lot of flying, and I got in just a little bit before 2 o'clock this morning. So it's been a long day already, and here I am at the office. I'll be here probably till later this evening, working on a number of things, catching up like crazy to a lot of missed emails and stuff over the last several weeks, but travel's resume next week.
Okay, well, don't even have like a coffee cup at this point. Just take like the whole pot and just be chugging off that thing.
Yeah, speaking of the coffee, I don't know where I've not even had time for my coffee yet, so I'll get to that after this.
Okay, well, while you were gone, I'm sure your colleagues have briefed you and gotten you up to speed on exactly what was happening. The weather's been kind of hot, but then also really, really rainy. By the way, happy belated birthday and happy Liberation Day, which were
yes,
that day was crazy.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. I was watching this stuff on social media with the heavy weather, and so we saw those showers and thunderstorms come up right to Guam during the parade time. So it looked like several areas of Guam got a good amount of heavy rainfall. Looks like Tumon got the bulk of it. Tumon, Central Guam, near the airport here at the office. But Agana, the parade route, Marine Corps Drive, just did get spared of the worst of it. So I think the rainfall totals were significantly less in the Agana boat basin area than what they were in Tumon and up here in Barragata. So that was the good news. And I don't think I heard any reports of thunder or lightning. So that's also good news for the many people there at the parade.
Yeah, I think there was a thunderstorm warning from our friends at Civil Defense. They were saying you'd just be on the lookout for it, but fortunately nothing from where I was, and I was up and down the parade route. I mean, it did not dampen the spirits of the Guam people whatsoever. I mean, yeah, we got rained on, our clothes wound up weighing, maybe 3 pounds heavier than what they normally were, but I mean, we all gathered and we had a blast. We wish you could have joined us.
That is definitely good news, and I hope to be here next year for the Liberation Day festivities. So I will definitely look forward to that. Where I was last week, it was sunny, hot, and dry the entire week. Hardly a cloud in the sky. It was right around 100 degrees every day, but it was a dry heat, so it wasn't quite so oppressive as what we have over here. But it was beautiful weather. In my terms, pretty boring last week in Kansas City. But we got a lot more weather coming at us this week here on Guam. If you were outside this morning, you notice it feels pretty wet out there. Let me turn my camera around right quick, and I'll show you our social media post that was posted yesterday. We have a lot of action in the region. So right now, not too much near Guam and Saipan, but sitting to our east, we have a conglomeration of upper level disturbances, a tut cell down there near south of Pohnpei and Chuuk, another one to our northeast. And those are help propagate some of these showers and thunderstorms to be a little bit more heavier in nature. All that stuff's moving our way. So I'm going to turn right over to our visible satellite imagery. Now that I'm in my office, I have a lot of more access to great loops and animations and stuff for y'all to watch. Yeah, we have.
You're a kid in a candy store, man.
Yes, it's great to be back here and not on the internet. So much better. We have, if you're looking out to our east, we see dark clouds and showers sitting just offshore. That's going to be scraping across the eastern parts of Guam. Not everybody's going to see the showers with that one. It's going to keep just offshore with the heaviest stuff, but we could probably see a couple lightning strikes, maybe a couple rumbles of thunder with the system as it starts to push off towards the southwest. But farther to our east, there's so much more out there. And again, this is nothing organized in the sense of a tropical disturbance or a tropical depression. This is just a large conglomeration of showers and thunderstorms with a broad surface trough that's eventually going to push its way over there. So if you look down at the low levels, you see a little bit of a cyclonic curvature, which means those winds are flowing in a slight curve kind of counterclockwise. And that's what we want to see for any kind of a developing cyclone. But again, this is not a closed low-level circulation. This is more of a surface trough. But when you combine the surface trough with the upper level atmospheric conditions, you get a lot of showers and you get a lot of thunderstorms. And this is all going to be pushing our way over the next 48 hours. So get ready for a wet couple days ahead of us. Again, nothing organized in the sense of a numbered tropical depression, tropical disturbance, nothing by name. So that's the good news. And we are watching it closely for any kind of development. But right now, expectations are very low for any formal development of the system. So showers, thunderstorms, and periods of gusty winds over the next couple of days as it moves through. And let me add on to that gusty wind aspect. This is our polar orbiting satellite showing those winds at the surface. This is part of the eastern flank of that showers and thunderstorms. So here's Pompeii down there, and Chuk is right over here. But you notice those yellows. When we see these types of patterns, the winds are overall fairly light to moderate, but you get these bursts of stronger winds. This is the yellows right there is 20 to 25 knot winds, probably some gusts up to 25 to 30 knots. So when you see these convective systems, the winds may be calm for the most part, but you can get bursts of convection and stronger gusty winds with these situations. So watch out for that. We do have gusts up to 25 miles per hour in our forecast the next couple of days. So keep that in mind if you're going to be outside. When you see those dark clouds start rolling in, go ahead and brace for a period of heavy showers and gusty winds, especially on the lead up to these showers and thunderstorms. The Joint Typhoon Warning Center.
Quick point of clarification, Landon. When you say heavy showers, are we looking at like really heavy downpours that last maybe like 40 minutes, maybe in an hour, or are these like, like the kind of like 10 and 15-minute variety? But we'll get really rained on, and then it'll just go away for a little while.
Yeah, this is probably about a 10 to 20-minute variety. So it's not going to be a widespread all-day type event. It's going to be episodic in nature. So that is the good news. We don't expect. Yeah, we don't expect the long duration rain event. Think back to August 27th, 2020, where we had upwards of 10 to 15 inches of rain across parts of Guam over the period of 6 to 8 hours. This is not going to be that event, but it's going to be episodic in nature, and the showers will be briefly heavy at times. So we're looking at our 5-day rainfall totals by the two different models. We're looking at 1.5 inches of rain through Saturday night here for Guam and 3 inches for Saipan. But another model says 1 3/4 inch of rainfall by Saturday evening, with another model showing 2 1/4 for Saipan. So not too much rainfall over the next 5 days based on these models, but keep in mind with some of these showers, if you have a 15 to 30-minute period of heavy showers, most of that rainfall could happen in that 30-minute period. So this is wet season. This is the time of the year where those showers will dump locally heavy amounts. So always keep that in mind. Slow down if you're driving on the streets, but also make sure your tents, canopies, and tarps are well secured at least.
And probably a very low likelihood of us ever developing like any flooding situations, I'm hoping.
Yeah, that we're not looking at too much of a flood potential with this one, but of course that could happen. We're in a very dynamic situation with the upper level pattern, very favorable for our conditions, as well as that surface trough pushing through. So it will be wet. It's not going to be all day clouds and rain. We will see peaks of sunshine, so that'll still be around. But again, episodic in nature, periods of showers and thunderstorms, and brief periods of gusty winds, at least through Wednesday afternoon.
Okay. Now, I want to ask you, because you are the man when it comes to weather, right? Everybody, all of our friends at the NWS, you guys are, learned experts on weather. I want to kind of ask you to go outside your comfort zone, right? Because I know you're a meteorologist, not an entomologist, right? You don't study bugs. But when we have these periods of like very short, bursty, intense rains, and then it gets really hot again, you get these like little gnats that come out, and there's like, tens of thousands of them. And they're the dumbest creatures on God's green earth, right? They swarm, they fly, on my arm, in my eye, down my ear, up my nose. I hate you, insects. These are the worst things. Is there any correlation between why when it rains and then it gets hot, these gnats come out in droves?
Oh my gosh, that's a very good question. I would recommend you talking to Top End Pest Control, my friends Ken Williams, or even Ross Miller, Dr. Ross from the Guam Territorial Band. I think he does deals with bugs. They would have a good answer for you, because I know what you're dealing with, and it's like one of those situations. You're talking to people outside at a barbecue, and you get one in your mouth.
Yep,
it's not fun.
I've gotten like 40 in my mouth. And they do not make barbecue taste better. I mean, they are a little bit salty, but that's not a good thing.
Yeah, I do not like those at all. And so I try to avoid being outside, especially on the motorcycle, because they will get in your helmet and stuff. And then I've had it happen. They get in your ears and stuff with the helmet on, and that is not fun. So watch out for that. But usually it's around dusk, so you can kind of ballpark when to avoid those.
Yeah, I can only assume that it has something to do with the fact that, you know, we get these sudden rains and maybe they get displaced because it happens around like if you're near big bushes or trees or, you know, jungle areas and
Yeah.
everything. And then all of a sudden they come out when it turns hot again. So, I mean, there's got to be something with like a change in humidity, I would think.
Yeah, the other thing is calm winds. So when the winds are down low, it's near calm, it gets very sticky. Those flies are free to roam about versus when you have the windy season pattern, you have strong trades and that kind of just blows everything out. So the winds will be pretty light the next several days. So again, light, but with periods of gusts with those showers. Likewise on the seas, not that bad out on the water. We're looking at combined seas of 3 to 5 feet if you can be out fishing. The surf will be moderate risk of rip currents along east-facing reefs, about 3 to 5 foot surf, and lesser surf amounts across south, north, and west-facing reefs. So really not a bad time on the water, but your main threat's going to be the moderate risk of lightning. So keep that in mind if you're going to be out on the water the next couple of days.
Okay, and now of course here on Guam we have like it's, you know, it's kind of like a Guam old wives' tale, right? You know, to use a very crass like a manner of speak. People say when there's a storm coming, some people get like they get aches in their knees or, you know, their backs start to hurt. Of course, you know, your dogs go crazy and everything. What is your personal like little thing, just hairs on the back of your neck that you can tell when a storm is coming? It's, you know, because of the pressure drop.
Well, I hear that a lot about aches and pains and stuff, especially like if you have a broken arm. I've got a broken arm from many years ago, and it really doesn't bother me unless it's like a long duration event. Like when I'm back in the States and we're looking at maybe 3, 4, 5 days of cloudy, damp weather. Yeah, my arm will be aching for quite a while. Now, I tell people, a lot of people Facebook me out here when we have a depression or disturbance moving through that, oh yeah, I knew it was going to be raining outside because my arm's hurting. I said, well, can you give me a 2 or 3 day notice before it starts? And that would be a great forecast.
You know, you guys do such a fantastic job with your social media, right? Do you guys need any help with, because, you know, people can DM you directly and you guys get right back to them and everything. That is a ton of work. And the more you come on this show, you know, you're just going to scale up the amount of communication and connection and reach that you have to the community. Do you guys need any help? You know, when you always talk about career opportunities at the NWS from young people with social media savvy.
Yeah, we're always looking for summer interns. Let me go to our webpage right quick. We're always looking for summer interns to join us. We have like 1 or 2 spots every summer. So we definitely want more of a local representation. So if people are interested in math, science, and technology or weather, consider applying with usajobs.com and applying for the position here at our office, because we want to get more people in the building. And again, we have 3 interns this summer here at our office, one from New York City, one from Oklahoma, and another guy from Simon Sanchez High School. And so we have a great representation. We really want to get somebody from CNMI maybe next year. And I have a couple projects in mind for somebody from CNMI that would be very specific to the area. But if you see something in the world of weather, especially in our region, like a storm or damage, or you hear of lightning or flooded streets, send us a message on Facebook, because we want those reports from the street. We want to know what's going on out there in the community, because I can't be everywhere. My staff members cannot be out everywhere. And usually if the weather is heavy and crazy, we're focused on our computers trying to put out the information. But the storm reports that come into our webpage, our email, our Facebook page, that is so critical, so we can know exactly what's going on out there. So if you want to do that, do include the photo or video, if it's safe to take that, your name, your location, and time. That would help us pinpoint the location of all these occurrences. So definitely send us those local storm reports, because we do file those and record those into our records. So
okay,
that would be a great way to get in touch.
Networking effect, right? Like, and you know, each of the mayors do this in the villages, you know, to report crimes. GPD does this. And I just had Captain Mark Scott with the Guam National Guard on the show right before you. And he was saying, we want that force multiplier effect.
That's exactly it, the force multiplier. And so go to our homepage, weather.gov/GUM. And if you see something, click that green tab right there, submit a storm report. It's like a Google document. You just fill out the information, you can submit the information to us, and then we get that email alert. So this is our homepage, and that green tab right below our map, just click on that, and that'll give us a storm report. And so we do want to hear from you, whether you're on Guam or across the CNMI, because the more reports we have, the better, especially if it's very timely as it's happening.
There you go. And of course, you are a guy who is very data driven. So, you know, like, yeah, you and I are speaking the same love language when it comes to, like, you know, getting these reports, getting numbers, getting, you know, community fed stuff. So I'm totally on board with that.
Yeah, that would be great. And so social media, that's something I've been very passionate about for a number of years. And having that quick response rate to people when they send us emails, I think that's an extra addition to our customer service. And of course, government wide, the National Weather Service and NOAA is ranked as one of the higher ranked agencies in the United States federal government for customer service. And, you know, that's what we go for. If you call our
Absolutely.
phone, somebody will answer, but not today. Our phones are down as of the last half hour, so we're troubleshooting. But otherwise, give us a call and we will always take your call.
Well, Landon, that works for you because I know your work day so far has been like 70 hours long. So I'm going to let you go because I know you got a very, very well-deserved nap. And, you know, we're glad to see you back. Welcome home and happy belated birthday once again.
Yes, thank you very much, Jason, and see you all next week.
Okay, have a nice siesta because you've earned it with all the frequent flyer miles you put on in the last week. That's Landon Aydlett, everybody from the National Weather Service. This is the Hotspot,
And we will continue right after this.
right after this.